All right, good morning. Hey, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. And it's a quite different day today than it was yesterday. We got pretty heavy winds right now, and it's raining, sleeting, and the temperature is coming up. So we're supposed to get some sort of weather watch, and things change really quick. But I feel very fortunate that we've had such mild weather, so we were able to get way ahead on a lot of things. So a day like today, if I have to pack it in the house and do stuff in there or in a shop or something like that, I'm okay with it. I don't have too much outside work to do. Matter of fact, we're done with just about everything that we have to do outside today. And I get questions quite a bit about homesteading, organic farming, and antibiotics, right? And that's kind of a hot subject with folks. And let me tell you what I think about that. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because yesterday I did that video with our new calves that we have. And as the day progressed yesterday, we were looking at the weather coming. You know, it's supposed to warm up a little bit with precipitation and things. It's one thing when you just have dead cold. The animals that have lung issues actually do pretty good. When it warms up, that's when they start having problems. And so we made the decision to run a course of antibiotics with them for a couple reasons. Now, in an organic protocol, let's say you have some government inspector coming in there and say, yep, you're organic. You couldn't do that. You can't use antibiotics. And like most things with government, it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Now, if you had a sick child, would you hesitate using antibiotics? You wouldn't. If you have a sick calf and it's going to die, or you give it a shot of antibiotics, what are you going to do? I mean, use your head here. They're calves. They're not even close to milking age or butchering age. So if they are sick, why not give them a course of relatively mild antibiotics? Makes sense, right? So that's what we did. We started them last night. I used this. It's an A200 Thailand. This has been around here for a long time. We don't use it very much if we have an animal that gets a cut or an animal that has a real bad lung issue. Yeah, for sure. Run a course of antibiotics. I wouldn't do it a day before I'm going to process them for food, or one of my milk cows, I wouldn't do it and then give the milk to my children. But these animals are a year out before they're even close to being a butcherable animal or a milkable animal. And really, milking, it would be further than that, because add 9 months on after she's breedable age. That's the gestation of a cow. So that's my thought on that. Now, antibiotics, when is it bad? When is it bad? So I think a lot of people that are getting into homesteading are concerned about antibiotic use in industrial agriculture. You know, like you buy chicken from the store and you're wanting to know, hey, am I giving my children antibiotics by feeding them this chicken? Okay, here's what you need to know. In industrial agriculture, a lot of times antibiotics are part of the feed. They feed it to them in what they call a subtherapeutic dose. So for their entire lives, they're getting hit with antibiotic. And they do that for a couple reasons. You know, a lot of those operations are actually run by lawyers. And they insure that crop of animals that's going to be in this huge barn. And they say, you will give them, you know, a subtherapeutic dose of antibiotic or we won't insure them. So that's how some of that happens. The other reason why that happens is because when you feed antibiotics to animals subtherapeutically, it shuts down their immune system. And so more of their energy goes into you know, converting the feed that you give them into meat and fat and, you know, hide and hoof and all that stuff. So you're getting more weight on that animal a lot quicker for the feed that you're putting in them. Is it ethical? You decide. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. But you decide if you want that. And sort of like these animals being sick in the first place. I mean, this wasn't a terrible, terrible situation that they were in. Don't get me wrong. It's just that a calf laying down on the floor and there's a layer of ammonia and they're just breathing it constantly. You know, if you know how lungs work, you can see why they would create a lung problem. You know, you have it goes pretty in depth, but and it wasn't a horrible situation. It really wasn't. But to bring them through it, we've decided to do this, and we're going to run it for 5 days. So that means we got to catch them once a day and give them a shot. And maybe I'll show you how we do that. It's a really good tool. You know, antibiotics are a great tool to have in your in your toolbox, you know, to keep your animals healthy. I just don't want to, I'd like to differentiate between using it when it's necessary and using it, you know, as a protocol right from day one. Anymore, you can't even buy chicken feed that's got medication in it without a note from a veterinarian here in the state of Michigan. And I don't care because I never did. I never did do that. We figured out the antidote to coccidiosis a long time ago. So we don't even deal with that anymore. And I'll go into that this summer when we're doing chickens. All right, Mark from Baker's Green Acres. Remember, anyone can farm.